No tax on tips, no tax on overtime. Sounds great, but do you know how it'll actually work? Let your girl help you out. The first thing to know is that your current paycheck will not change at all. You're still going to be taxed on your regular paycheck for overtime and tips. So no impact there for now anyway. Second, this is a tax deduction which lasts for 4 years from tax year 2025 to 2028. After that, it goes away. This effectively lowers your taxable income and can have a greater impact if you itemize your deductions versus taking the standard deduction. Don't confuse this with a tax credit, which is kind of like the child tax credit. This has a dollar for dollar impact on the total taxes that you owe. With a deduction, your taxable income is lowered by a percentage and is impacted by the tax bracket that you end up falling in. Third thing to know, the part that is not taxable is the premium that you get for overtime. So let's say overtime for you is time and a half, 1.5 times X. Only the 0.5 part isn't taxable. So let's say that you make $10 an hour and then you make $15 an hour in overtime. Only the additional $5 an hour is considered for this deduction. So if you earned $45 in overtime pay, $15 of this would be considered for the tax deduction. Now, this only applies to Fair Labor Standards overtime, which is a federal only rule. So if you qualify for overtime, for example, under California's daily overtime rule, where you get overtime after working 8 hours in a day, you can't claim any of that. Or let's say you get overtime based on a collective bargaining agreement that isn't governed by the Fair Labor Standards Act. That doesn't qualify for this deduction either. The fourth thing to know is that the maximum deduction that you can take is $12,500 for single filers and $25,000 for joint filers. That's pretty good. This phases out if your income reaches $150,000 for single filers and $300,000 for joint filers. So keep that in mind. You should know that this year your W-2 form will not change. It's going to look the same way it always looked. So how do you tell what qualifies? Well, you're going to need to bust out your last paycheck and do some math. You need to figure out how much you were paid as a premium for the overtime and do the math yourself. That is, unless your HR or payroll team can help you figure out what will qualify. Now, the IRS is still making rules and rolling things out. Your payroll systems are still being updated. So if you call your payroll person, they probably can't help you out right now. The best thing for you to do, as always, is talk to a tax professional for guidance.